Long ago, in a quiet village nestled between rolling hills and golden fields, lived a man named Arvind. He was neither wealthy nor influential, just a simple middle-class villager who believed deeply in kindness and acceptance. Arvind lived with his gentle wife Mira and their two daughters, Anaya and Suhani. Their home was modest, but it radiated warmth and gratitude. One summer evening, a wandering sage named Swami Haridas arrived in the village. His feet were dusty from travel, and his robe bore the marks of many journeys. Curious villagers gathered around, offering food and rest. But it was Arvind who stepped forward and said with sincerity, "Holy sir, please honor my home. It would be my greatest blessing to serve you." Swami Haridas accepted. Upon entering their humble home, he was greeted with reverence. Mira prepared a simple meal of lentils and flatbread. Anaya and Suhani fetched water and spread a clean cloth for their guest. Throughout the meal, Arvind spoke gently, asking nothing, expecting nothing. Before leaving, Swami Haridas raised his hand in blessing. "May your home be filled with prosperity and joy," he said. But Arvind softly replied with a smile, "Even this respected sage will not last forever." The sage paused, puzzled. "Why would you say this when I bless you?" Arvind bowed his head. "Because, Maharaja, everything that comes is destined one day to leave. Happiness doesn't stay, nor does sorrow." Swami Haridas nodded slowly, not fully understanding, but intrigued. 2 years passed. The sage, driven by curiosity, returned to the village to see Arvind. But things had changed dramatically. Arvind's home was gone. A flood had destroyed his fields. His savings had vanished in a legal dispute. He now worked as a farmhand, barely earning enough to feed his family. Swami Haridas hurried to find him and discovered Arvind living in a mud hut at the edge of the village. His clothes were frayed, his hands rough from labor. Yet when he saw the sage, Arvind's face lit up with the same calm smile. "Forgive me, Guruji," Arvind said, placing a cracked cup of water before him. "I have nothing else to offer." Swami Haridas felt a deep ache. "How could such hardship befall you, a man of such grace?" he asked. Arvind chuckled softly. "Maharaja, God has not abandoned me. I eat less, but I still eat. I sleep less, but I still sleep. My wife is by my side. My daughters laugh. What more can I ask?" The sage's eyes filled with tears. "How do you remain so peaceful?" Arvind gazed at the setting sun. "What is here today may be gone tomorrow. What is gone may return. I do not cling to either. This too, good or bad, will pass." 2 more years passed. Once again, Swami Haridas returned. This time, the village was buzzing with astonishing news. Arvind, the once poor farmer, was now the wealthiest landowner in the region. Confused yet eager, the sage visited Arvind's sprawling estate. There he found Arvind, dressed simply, supervising the harvest. Workers greeted him with profound respect. "Brother," the sage asked, "how has this miracle occurred?" Arvind bowed and replied, "My former landlord had no heirs. In his final days he called me and said, 'Arvind, your honesty is worth more than blood relation.' He willed everything to me." The sage smiled widely. "God has truly blessed you." Arvind looked at the golden fields swaying in the wind and whispered, "Yes, but this too will not last forever." Many years passed before Swami Haridas returned for the last time. The mansion was silent. Dust gathered on the windows. Pigeons cooed from cracked balconies. An old servant bowed sadly to the sage. "Master Arvind passed away last spring," he said. "Madam Mira is unwell. Their daughters are married and live far away." Swami Haridas entered the empty hall. In a quiet corner hung a portrait of Arvind. Beneath it, engraved on a wooden plaque, were the words, "In the end, this too shall pass." The sage closed his eyes. He knew, he whispered. He always knew. As Swami Haridas walked out into the evening breeze, he reflected on all that he had witnessed in Arvind's life: prosperity and poverty, joy and sorrow, beginnings and endings. And through it all, Arvind had remained unchanged. Not in fortune, but in spirit. He had lost, but never despaired. He had gained, but never boasted. He walked lightly, holding everything loosely, holding only gratitude firmly. The sage realized then, happiness does not last, sorrow does not last, wealth, poverty, praise, insult, none stay. But character, peace, and gratitude, these endure beyond time. If today you're celebrating while another suffers, or if you're suffering while another celebrates, remember, time is a river. It flows. It never stops. The clouds of joy and pain will pass. Seasons will change. Fortunes will rise and fall. So instead of chasing what fades, nurture what remains. A grateful heart, a peaceful mind, a compassionate soul, because when your soul is calm, every moment, whether bitter or sweet, becomes beautiful. True wisdom is not in holding tightly to happiness or running from sorrow. It is in embracing both, knowing neither is permanent. Like Arvind, live with grace in gain and loss, whispering through it all, this too shall pass.